So one of the most common questions that I get through my YouTube channel is, hey Robert, what are some of the most walkable neighborhoods in Fort Lauderdale? So here's the thing, Fort Lauderdale, South Florida, and Florida in general, it's not very, very walkable in that type of sense, but there are some neighborhoods, certain neighborhoods where you can have that type of lifestyle, where you can walk to a bar or restaurant, or just down to meet some neighbors. And we're going to talk about all of that today in this video, so stay tuned. So before we jump in, welcome to my channel, which is all about real estate and living in South Florida. So if that is something you're interested, it would mean a lot to me if you would tap the subscribe button and the notifications and give me a thumbs up. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. It helps the channel grow, and I would really, really appreciate it. And as always, and of course, if you need anything, even if it's just a question or you need some information, reach out anytime and I'd be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. So what does walkable mean? So for me, growing up as a city kid, anytime I think of walkable, I think of jumping on a subway in New York and being able to travel anywhere throughout Manhattan or any of the other boroughs in New York. But here in Florida, walkable, from what people tell me, means that you could live, you can play and work all in the same area as where you live. Now, we don't have very many of those here in South Florida, but we do have a few cool neighborhoods in certain cities, like the one I'm in right now. I'm in Hollywood, I'm in Young Arts Park, and there's two neighborhoods right here. One is Parkside and one is Royal Poinciana, which is very, very cool and very walkable. So Parkside and Royal Poinciana are excellent destinations for homebuyers looking for a walkable suburb outside of Fort Lauderdale. Very, very convenient. The Dixie Highway runs north and south through the neighborhood and includes restaurants like Fusion's Restaurant and Lounge, Triple B Bar and Grill, and Newt's Crab Trap. So who exactly would want to live in, say, Parkside or Royal Poinciana? Well, someone that's into the arts, artistic expression, music, and also someone who wants something very diverse and also very close to Miami-Dade County. So Hollywood is very, very close to the border of Miami. So anybody that wants to be closer to Miami and all the amenities down there, this would be an excellent place for them to live. So again, I'm right here in Young Circle, as I mentioned, and this is directly between these two neighborhoods and intersected by Hollywood Boulevard. So if you go down that way, which is east, you're going to hit the beach. But this is an excellent place to come down, pack a lunch, have a picnic, and they have all sorts of festivals and music and arts, crafts, things going on at this park. Definitely a great neighborhood and very, very walkable. Now, there's just a handful of single-family homes in Parkside. Prices typically range from $300,000 to $1 million for homes with 2 or 4 bedrooms, and they usually have about 2,000 square foot of living space. Now, condos and townhomes are going to be the most prevalent properties in Parkside and typically boast between 1 and 3 bedrooms. They sell anywhere between $150,000 and $500,000. Now, if we head up a little bit north, we're going to wind up in Fort Lauderdale. So we are now in Fort Lauderdale, and Fort Lauderdale real estate developments are really ahead of the trend. They offer luxury shopping, pristine beaches, beautiful neighborhoods, and of course, walkable areas like the one we're in right now called Las Olas. So this area of Fort Lauderdale is centered around this vibrant street behind me called Las Olas Boulevard, which is lined with incredible shops and dining that you can see behind me along its 2.5-mile route that really connects downtown Fort Lauderdale, which is behind me, all the way down this way, which is Fort Lauderdale Beach. Now, this area provides excellent opportunities for residents to enjoy the area on foot, with nearly 60 restaurants from high-end dinner fare and more than 100 shops and boutiques. So who would want to live in this type of an area? Well, someone who wants to be in the center of the action, likes activities and nightlife, likes the beach, and also boating. Now, due to the dense nature of the Las Olas area, a significant amount of the homes here are going to be Fort Lauderdale high-rise condos. These units usually start around the $300,000 range. Some of them could be 1 bedrooms between 600 and 1,000 square feet of living space. Now, for larger buildings that have more amenities, the price range is going to be from between around $400,000 to over $1 million. Now, Las Olas condos are some of the most desirable real estate options in all of Fort Lauderdale. Now, for the more affluent buyer and those with a much higher budget, this area is also well known for some of the most coveted real estate in the entire country. Now, you can see all these Finger Lakes. Fort Lauderdale is also known as the Venice of America. All these properties here offer ocean access. Some of the very popular neighborhoods are called Las Olas Isles, Rio Vista, Venice Isles, all of them are multi-million-dollar properties. And as you can tell from these yachts, they love boating. Now, this area of Las Olas also is very convenient walking access to Fort Lauderdale public transportation, and it makes this neighborhood fantastic for commuters. Okay, so we made it here to our next destination, which is Lauderdale by the Sea. And this place is almost like a little village, which is really its charm. And it is definitely one of my favorite places here in South Florida. It's located right between Fort Lauderdale and Pompano Beach. And let me pan around a little bit. You can see how cool this place is. And being that it's so small is one of the reasons why it's so walkable. So right now I'm at the downtown beach pavilion. You can see behind me the beach, and the area stretches all the way back west behind me down towards A1A. Now this area is absolutely a great place for people watching. You can enjoy all these different shops. I definitely recommend you check out Aruba right behind me, and it's also very, very walkable. So down here at Lauderdale by the Sea, you have all kinds of hotels, shops, restaurants, ice cream parlors, and live entertainment. All are within walking distance. You can rent a bike, hop on the free around town Pelican Hopper bus. Now the Pelican Hopper bus and the Sun Trolley, they can take you down to Fort Lauderdale Beach as well, where you can enjoy the amenities down from Fort Lauderdale, like popular shopping spots, and connects you with other things to do in Fort Lauderdale and nearby areas. So who exactly would want to live down here at Lauderdale by the Sea? Well, someone who likes the beach life, entertainment, but wants it on a smaller scale than, say, like Fort Lauderdale or Pompano. So Lauderdale by the Sea has building restrictions here downtown that don't allow big, tall skyscrapers. So I'm not sure if you can see that behind me. You don't really see many tall buildings, and that is really what people do like about this area. And also this area is great for people that like it a little more laid back. So what about your housing choices here in Lauderdale by the Sea? So for a single family home, they're going to run anywhere between $500,000 up to several million for homes directly on the intracoastal with ocean access. And as far as condos, you're going to be looking at between a couple of $100,000 all the way up to a few million, depending on location. And of course, if you're talking the luxury market. All right, we're going to finish off our list of walkable neighborhoods today in Coral Springs, and I'm at a location called the City Center. Now, the City Center is essentially a smaller version of like a Fort Lauderdale. Now, the difference between Coral Springs and the other locations that we were at earlier today is that we are much further west in the county than, say, Fort Lauderdale and Lauderdale by the Sea, and also down in Hollywood. Now, who would want to live here in Coral Springs? Well, someone that wants to be a little bit further away from the east side and all the hustle and bustle down there. Maybe someone who wants a gated community and just wants to be a little bit further away, but still be about 20 to 30 minutes from the east side and the beach. So this area of Coral Springs is easily walkable. It's spread out along about 3 blocks, and Sample Road, which is the road right behind me, I'm sure you could hear it, runs directly through this portion of Coral Springs and goes basically down to the beach. There's a bunch of bus stops here as well. I think it's Transit 34 that provides public transportation down to Pompano Beach. Now, as you can tell, this location also has a lot of shopping and some really good restaurants like Runyon's, which is right there behind me. The Melting Pot, and also Tavolino della Notte, which is a really, really good Italian restaurant, is right down the road here on Sample Road. So what does it look like as far as housing in this area of Coral Springs? So condos and townhomes in the city center area usually range in price from about $200,000, and they're going to go up to about $450,000. Now, as far as your single family options, these properties do come on the market from time to time. They're typically on the edge of the community, and they are walkable. They usually have big yards and around 4 bedrooms, and a single family home in this area of Coral Springs is going to generally run between $500,000 and $750,000. So that's going to wrap up our tour of walkable neighborhoods here in the Fort Lauderdale area. There are some other notables, and it seems like we're getting more and more walkable areas. Pompano Beach, anywhere down by the new fishing pier that they are redoing the entire area, very, very walkable. Any of those neighborhoods surrounding there. Also Plantation, the new Plantation Walk, Fountain Plaza is another area where things are becoming more and more walkable. So hopefully you learned something from this video. If there's anything that I could ever do for you, I would love to be your real estate resource. All you have to do is reach out if you're looking to move to South Florida or have a home here to sell. I'd be happy to talk to you, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care.